Sukkah, Perek Aleph, Mishnah Beis. Ha'oiseh sukkosoi tachas ha'ilon, someone who makes their sukkah beneath a tree, ki'ilu asor b'soicha bayis. It's as if he made that sukkah in his house, and it's psula. Explains the Tosfos Yontif. Why didn't the Mishnah just say it's psula if it's underneath a tree? Explains the Tosfos Yontif that this comes to teach us, learned in the Gemara. This is only where the tree is like a house, inasmuch as there's more shade than sunlight coming from that tree. However, where there's more sunlight than shade from the tree, what one can do is one can mix that tree together with the schach itself, and the sukkah will then be kosher. Continues the Mishnah, sukkah al gabi sukkah, one sukkah on top of another sukkah. Ho'elyoinu keshera, the upper sukkah is kosher. V'atachtoina besula, the lower sukkah would be posel. Why? Explains the Bartanura, because the lower sukkah in fact has two, as it says here, shnei schochim yeshlo, one schach on top of another. And the posuk in Emor says basukos teishvu shivas yomim. The word basukos is without a vav, which means one really needs to be living in one sukkah, one schach, rather than two. The Tiferes Yisrael does point out that this is only when there is at least 10 tefachim between each schach. Had there been less than 10 tefachim between each schach, then that would be considered as one schach. Continues the Mishnah. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, Rabbi Yehuda says, Im ein diurin bo elyoino, if one cannot live in the upper sukkah with ease, hachtachtoina keshera, the lower sukkah would be considered kosher, because that upper schach, or the first level schach, would not actually be allowing a person to live with ease in the upper sukkah. Although the Tanna Kama would say, as long as a person could live in that upper sukkah, even with difficulty, that's then considered a schach on top of a schach, one sukkah on top of another sukkah. However, Rabbi Yehuda disagrees. He says, if one cannot live with ease in the upper sukkah, it's too delicate to live there with ease, then the lower sukkah would be considered a good sukkah. It would not be considered one sukkah on top of another sukkah. And concludes the Bartanura, the halacha is not like Rabbi Yehuda, which means even if one could reside with difficulty in the upper sukkah, that would be considered sufficient for this to be considered one sukkah on top of another sukkah, and the lower sukkah would therefore be posel.